Man, how are you today?
Hey, awesome. How you doing? Happy
Um,
Friday.
yeah, well, you too, please. Yeah, then this September the 1st. So it's a big day here in Latin America, because it's the announcement of Christmas, pretty much.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah. So, but today, everybody's talking about AI. You find, you can name it, the
Yep.
blogs, newspapers, scientists, engineers, doctors, everybody pretty much is talking about AI. The thing is, how do we use AI, or how do we correlate the AI definition or the AI practice um, with the curiosity?
Mhm.
What do you
Nice.
think? It might be a
Yeah.
nice topic to discuss today.
Well, I get excited about this because I'm AI ignorant, but I love curiosity, and I look at curiosity as the main driver of AI. Just like any human innovation or anything else, I say, it starts with a what if. Anything of substance, any real big movement or innovation, intervention started with a what if question, or other curiosities. So I'm fascinated by everybody talks about AI or has fears about AI, and I understand there are legitimate fears and there's a legitimate, but there's also legitimate ignorance on AI. We really are all kind of, unless you were a part of creating it, we're all kind of coming at it at a similar level of ignorance, which is really kind of awesome because we also have a similar level of opportunity for discovery and for learning, but also for shaping the future. And this is where curiosity comes in, right? Without humans, without human curiosity, AI is just sitting, it does nothing at all, right? Remember that. Without human curiosity, AI does nothing at all. Whether it's something good or whether it's something bad, whether it helps us or destroys us, it's still driven by curiosity. Like, what if we can make AI do this? Or what if it can do that, right? Those
Yep.
are all inputs from us, and those inputs are driven by curiosity. So I see this kind of moment in history as a people say it's like the age of AI, or the AI era. But what if it's really the era of curiosity? What if this is a moment where human curiosity can really flourish because we have the technological tools to take the limitations off what our curiosity can do?
Okay, this is very powerful because when you say, what if this is the era when we do not have limitations anymore to try out the
Mm-hmm.
curiosity that we have? In this area, this is one concept that we will work in our company nowadays. It's how to bring AI to company, how to bring AI to real life projects. And
Mm-hmm.
usually, the misconception of AI, I don't want to be very technical here, but the misconception of AI is that AI resolves everything, and
Yep.
that AI will replace every single job in the world, that AI will take you out of the workplace. But the thing is, AI is a tool. AI
Mm-hmm.
is a tool. At the end of the day, it's just a tool. It's a tool, very powerful, of course, but it's a tool for what? When we say it's a tool for processes automation, it's a tool for processes improvement,
Mm-hmm.
for processes innovation, for speeding up the way that we run testing on a company.
Mm-hmm.
And if we focus, for example, today in 5 areas, and we say, hey, let's try to create a framework for the AI and the curiosity in the
Mm-hmm.
area of businesses, the learning, life, food, and travel. I think that's a good way
Yeah.
to go and approach this concept. And the first one, I would say, for businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Many people think that AI will replace every single business, but what is a business without the curiosity, and how the
Mm-hmm.
curiosity can thrive with AI? What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, it's a combination. It's a collaboration between curiosity and AI, and that's why I get excited about curiosity based thinking because you can think of like curiosity is like a wild horse, yeah, just kind of roaming the mountainsides, and there's beauty, there's power, there's energy, there's something we'd all like to harness from that wild horse. But again, it's wild and it just kind of goes where it wants to. Yeah, good luck taking it somewhere. That's like curiosity. But what curiosity based thinking does is it kind of creates a ranch. right? For all those horses. So it gives you a place that you can be wild, but it gives you kind of a framework. You mentioned the word processes a couple times. It provides processes so you can take that wild stallion and direct it somewhere to get you where you want to go. So if we think about curiosity-based thinking as the ranch or the process to kind of herd these wild horses into AI, right? Where it becomes, especially for business, is where it becomes helpful is you can convert some of these curiosity-based thinking processes like, what to wow or A to Z or, any number of these others, you can convert them into prompts, for example. So when you need to learn something new, or if you're trying to create a new business model or do customer discovery, you can ask it, hey, Chat GPT, how do I discover customers? Or, Chat GPT, and you'll get one level of prompts. But, you could also go, Chat GPT, act as a customer for this product. What is the value you're looking for? Who would you most likely want to share this with? When would you want to use this product? Where would you use this product? Yeah, just go through the what to wow process, and you can create that prompt to use over and over so that you can not just use AI blindly, but you can use it for business purposes. And you can also, here's an advantage alert, right? All the other businesses in your competition are going to be using the same prompts and, typical standard prompts. But you can get a curveball in there by using the curiosity-based thinking prompts, and you can immediately get different insights based on curiosity using the technology of Chat GPT or other platforms out there. Other, more about the different opportunities out there before, but the idea is taking these curiosity-based thinking processes and turning them into prompts for your business purposes. It's just one level of how you can use curiosity in the era of AI.
That's a good example. I was thinking, I was listening to you very carefully, and one of the things that is important about the curiosity when you are using or accessing the AI is the freedom and the flexibility that you have now to test many things. To go to places or at least to go to roads that you never think before of. It's like creating this type of prompts. It's not using the same prompts and the same format that everybody is doing. Just let yourself be as curious as you want, because at the end it's a tool that it will take care of all the analysis and all the, I would say, the technicalities behind the thing. So that's an opportunity to become even a more curious business, more curious company. The next one that I would love to explore, this is something that is very related to both of us, is the learning. Because one thing that I would like to focus is many educators are really worried about the rise of AI on the learning processes. What do you think about AI on learning processes?
So this is funny because when AI first came out, it was like September 30th, 2022. Burned in my memory of when it came in, just kind of seeing a lot of the educators freak out and everything. Not all, but a lot of them freaked out and some embraced it. And I remember my mind race is like, this is awesome, because so much of education, you don't need me to tell you this, but so much of education pre-AI was wasted time. It was busy work. It was, you're teaching to multi-level classrooms where maybe you're teaching a lesson to to 23 of the 30 students, and there's 7 who already know it kind of stuff. I mean, it's a mess. Education, it's a mess, right? But what AI allows you to do is cut through all of that. And again, now this is a perspective of writing teacher. I was a literature and an English professor and taught, writing. I think it can apply to other fields though. So one of the arguments I heard was like, well, it just writes the papers for you. It's like, okay, cool. That's my goal as a professor. Like if I walked into a classroom and every one of my students could write the paper the correct way on day one, that's going to be the best semester of my life, because that's my goal. So imagine this. It's not like it destroys education. It accelerates education. So like as a professor, I go into class and on day one, every single one of my students knows how to write a summary essay because ChatGPT can do that. Fantastic. Now what we're going to do is work on making it better. If they can already write it, now we're going to look at word choice. Now we're going to look at kind of the inner workings of the essay. We're going to try to bring more beautiful language in. We're going to try to play with the language. Now we can turn their essays into works of art, right? And then if they already know the essay, maybe ChatGPT is not as good as doing the synthesis paper or the research paper. Fine. Normally it takes me a week or two to get students there. So let's just start there and then build from there, right? No paper, nothing ChatGPT or any of these other AI platforms produces is going to be perfect, and none of it's going to be human. So that's fantastic. There's still a place for us. It just gives us a different starting point. So even if it writes what we used to teach, then we can always look for ways to improve it. One of the principles of what if curiosity and curiosity-based thinking, one of the guiding questions is, what if there's always a better way? So wonderful. All the students know the answers. Great. Let's improve on that. Let's build something with it. Let's do something new. Let's push education to where it hasn't been before. So yeah, you can tell I get excited. I don't think that this really should hamper education. I think it should accelerate education to the limits of our imagination.
Okay, something very powerful in what you just said is it changed the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say why I think it's so powerful when we change the starting point, because you have two options to go faster to a place. You have more speed, that's a pretty basic thing, or you start not from 0, but let's say from 20.
Yep.
If you start from 20 but you have the same speed, you get to this place faster.
Exactly.
And that's how this thing works. We do not have to start from 0, because thanks to AI in education, we can start from 10. Now we have just the gap that is 90. And when you say that we can cut all the wasted time in the process of educate people, we are professors, and we know that many of the work that we do on the classrooms or with companies is just wasted time. We have a tool that it takes care of this wasted time, and we can start not from 0 but from 10. I think that's a nice approach for learning. And our life, the third topic, lives, right? Lives of people, life of the planet, life of animals, pretty much of the concept of lives.
Yeah.
How do we improve life? Or how do we have a better life using the concept of curiosity and the AI?
Yeah. That's a great question. And I honestly haven't given it too much thought. It should be the easiest one out of all of these. Yeah. But I haven't given it as much thought. My mind somehow just skips straight to like business and education and learning. But I think one of the things it does for life is it's going back to what I was saying about learning is AI is a curiosity accelerator. It's the same way. Again, I'm old enough to remember when like Google and other search engines and the internet came. I'm pre-internet, but I also remember how life in many ways got easier, got simpler, how we could get more done, how there was kind of like an acceleration of stuff. It's funny. I was laughing the other day. I remember I used to deliver pizzas as a college student. And I remember getting an order and looking at a map on the wall and then getting in my car and just going and saying, I hope I get there. And now you have no idea where you're going. You just type it in your phone and you can almost fall asleep on in some cars you can, I guess. So I look at, AI is just, I think, another step of that. But again, without curiosity, it's just sitting there. It's nothing. But if you can both have curiosity, but then plug in curiosity-based thinking to using AI, again, your life is the only limitations become your imagination. So that's, I think, and I think we're going to explore this concept more here in future videos. I'll keep talking all day, but I think in the very least, AI is going to improve lives just by accelerating our curiosity or giving us a place for our curiosity to play. Even.
Yeah, I do agree with you, especially because I'm an engineer and my definition of life is based on the process that runs from birth to death. and I saw life, and I see life as a process. And when
Yeah.
we talk about, hey, AI is a tool to improve processes, to create more processes, to make more flexibility on the process. I think if we apply just those concepts, we have a better life. But as you said, we can talk of, for hours just for this concept. In order to be more practical, because many people will say, hey, okay, education, businesses, and life might be very conceptual stuff. Let's move to food. Everybody eats. Everybody of us, everybody's eating every single day. Some more than others. But AI and food. Okay.
Yeah. No, and I mentioned this before. It's one of the weirdest things that I've enjoyed using AI for. Maybe it's because I keep saying I'm technologically declined. Maybe I should be on there creating websites and everything else. But I like going there and asking it to act as a cook or a chef from a certain country and like, give me your best recipe for this. And then cooking it up, right? Or experimenting with it. Or there's some recipes I think I already know, but I ask it. And again, not just Googling a recipe, but, act as, try to get the best they can, a perspective from someone that you maybe not be able to ask or approach in real life, but you could just ask it to come up with, right? And I'm sure there's countless other ways. It's just in the very few ways I've been able to use AI for cooking and not just cooking, but I'm super curious about food, but exploring food and exploring recipes and exploring this topic of food. AI has been incredibly helpful and fun.
Yeah, same here. I remember over the last 6 months, I found myself opening the freezer and looking at the freezer, and I say, okay, I do have tomatoes, I have lettuce, I have ham, I have a small piece of bread here on my fridge, but I don't know what to cook. So I go to Bard or ChatGPT, so that you can name it. And I say, hey, I do have this in my fridge. Give me some ideas using these ingredients.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised. And,
I love it. I don't know why I didn't think. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's fantastic. Act as a Michelin star chef at a restaurant. I got this, and you got this in the fridge. Make something awesome, or make something for like a foreign dignitary. That's so much fun. Yeah. Creative. Yeah.
So the thing is, as we said in previous conversations, is if you let yourself to be very curious, is give yourself the opportunity to look for things that you don't know that exists. And now you have the tool to take you not from 0 but from 10 to 100 in just 1 second. It will improve not just your experience with food, but the quality that you are getting out of food.
I like that. 10 to 100. I like that. That's AI. 10 to 100. You got a good phrase there. Huh. Yeah, because we always think Peter Thiel wrote the book 0 to 1, right? And we always think, how do we get 0 to, well, and that's important, not to diminish it. It's just, but what if we're entering a new world where the question is less 0 to 1 and the question is now 10 to 100? Interesting. Yeah.
The other thing that is very practical, and I think with this one we can close our conversation today, that is something that is on everybody's mind, and I think it's something that is embedded in our nature. It's the possibility of travel.
Yeah.
We love to travel. Everybody loves to travel, physically or in your mind. We are used to travel. So basically, what can we do with artificial intelligence and curiosity related to travel?
Well, I'm super, especially after the last question, I'm curious to hear what you're thinking, because I realize I'm still on very basic level with my inputs and my understanding of what AI can do, or the limits. I'm pushing it. Because I keep thinking of, act as a tour guide. Tell me, the places I've got to see, or tell me the places tourists never go but they should see, right? Or tell me, find and one of the reasons I like doing this with both travel and food, some people could say, oh yeah, you could Google it or whatever else, and I guess you could, but when you Google it, you get what Google, the whoever's paying the most for their ads, you click on the link and it's full of ads to find the stuff. Yeah. So I think, and then that brings me up with the other great thing about AI is, it's less of a search engine and more of a conversation, right? So instead of searching what I need to do or where I should go, you can actually have a conversation like, I love speaking with you about where I should go in Colombia or Bucaramanga, and you can tell me, but not everybody has a person they can converse with directly about every place. And if, and again, there's no right or wrong way to use AI, but I keep thinking one of the right ways is to treat it like a conversation, act as a person from this place or a local from this place, or or if you're interested in birds, act as a bird expert in this place. Where are good places to check out birds? And it doesn't mean, and by a conversation, it doesn't necessarily give you the answer right away. Maybe it's not perfect. Oh, give me a different place, do better. You can tell it, try again or make it more interesting or whatever else. And I think it can give you kind of some insight. And it does translations. You can ask it, how would you say this? And so I think there's a lot of kind of built-in tools. And again, this is a very basic level from my part. And then again, of course, using curiosity-based thinking, you can plug in some of these prompts. But I'm curious how you just got back from a trip too. So how did you use or would you use AI and these AI tools for better travel?
Yeah, my last trip, we did use AI because when you go to another country, usually the information that you have on the internet is based on tours,
Yeah.
and those tours are created based on efficiency and the most profitable way to take people on an experience, but not based on a personalization, but on a profitable way. That's, of course, very logic thing if you have a company for tools. But when you are going to a new place and you say, hey, tomorrow I will have like from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Lower Yellowstone, and I know that there are some areas that I can explore, but I don't want to. I do not want to walk more than 1 hour in each one. Uh, why? Because I have some restrictions.
Yeah.
I would love to go to some places that you have access not just to the views, but as well to history and technical data. I would like to go to some places that as well I do have a parking lot on from walkable distance.
Yeah.
And that's the way I did use BART and ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And the recommendations that these tools gave me create for me a really nice experience. That it's not just the I would say the template for walking tours at Yellowstone, but it was a personalized way to explore Yellowstone. And every time that I had access to the tool, I asked for the specific things. Yeah, I just found this geyser, but it says that it's because of that, and it was created like 2 million years ago. But I'm curious about what if this type of geysers becomes available, for example, in Colombia, in the south hemisphere, and the tool gave me some answers that actually I wasn't able to find anywhere because it's a new question. It's something that sometimes you say, hey, it's not feasible because this and that. But the only way to get feasible if this phenomenon occurs in the future. So basically, it's not just the experience of living the travel, but as well creating more and more knowledge based on your way of thinking. And actually, it was very, very nice experience for me. I don't know how to take it to the general public, but it creates.
I'd say maybe you don't. Listening to one of the interesting things is that it, in a weird way, AI made your experience more personal. It made it more human. It made it more unique. Where when you again Google or you do what we used to do in the past, you could have a cool experience better than what you would have maybe on your own. But you're doing the same thing everyone else did, or you're doing it's kind of a very common experience in some way. But like you said, you were able to personalize your experience even during in real time, which makes it more unique, more genuine, and all of these things that I would usually we think of AI making the world more cold and distant and all, less personal, but in some ways it's with travel, it makes it a lot more personal.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I think that's a good way to approach how to use the AI. I would say the curiosity-based AI. Yeah, I would try this term. The curiosity-based AI, it's a powerful tool. I think we all can explore and create a better way of thinking. Yeah,
I like it.
It was really nice to talk with you today.
Yeah,
As usual, every time we talk, it opens my mind to new frontiers, I would say. So nice to see you, man. So I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, stay curious. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.